Hello everyone, Granite Roots. This is the CM Convergence for Greer, and I'm on Alac Specter. This was probably the one that challenged this build most, although you see it wasn't still too terribly challenging with this build. This build still did well here. This was a good test of the build, as you have to deal with more condi cleanses, where this is an area where you're somewhat light in this area, but you still have, you know, CC, stability, all that other stuff, barrier. So I think this was a really good, again, probably the best test of all three bosses was on this build, because as you saw, if you have seen the Euro video, it totally just slid right through there. So let's go check out my man's down because he was not on stack, but now we should see again. Watch the upper left hand corner, watch the boons and heals distribution. I kept it in grid format so it'd be easy to trace, and you can see exactly what I'm doing. And yes, I know there is probably some overlap with a bunch of people, but typically this prioritizes your own subgroup anyway, so I think it's still a fair representation of how well this build performs. And I can't say enough how awesome it is. You have so many blast finishes in here, like Scepter 2, and then you have I think Shroud. I know Shroud 3 does, maybe Shroud 2 also does. And then with Relic of Caracosa, just watch all the barrier numbers you see on my screen, just blowing it up. And looks like my man went off stack again, but that's okay. Yeah, he was way over the other side. Okay, so you know the drill. And I spoke a lot in the last one, so I'll just only call out the finer points. You know the rotation, so we'll just watch and enjoy how well this build performs. Here's the CC part. Of course, we've got good CC, my wells, and headshot. There we go, that helps. And just, you know, this is a pretty damaging phase. Luckily we have good mesmers with feedback, and of course because of the mesmers it made me look much better on my healing, but I will take any help I can get. Alright, let's follow the stench time and back to the action. Okay, I see tags on the other side, so we'll use a well to get over there. Wonderful. That's the other beauty of this. The mobility is great because between the 4 wells you have and your Shroud skill 3, moving around is pretty sweet. It also helps with mechanics and other venues as well. If you followed any of my World versus World videos, you know how much I cherish mobility, which is why I always like Thief. Even though technically, in my opinion, Willbender has more mobility than Thief, even if it can't technically blink as much. And you can see that wouldn't even matter to dodge at as I keep stability up, but why waste it, right? So we'll stand between the AoEs when we can. Although you see me get a little bit skittish and I do dodge a little bit. Alright, CC time. Using my wells, headshot skill 3 and skill 5 for Shroud. Yeah, popped out to a headshot, but they already had him. Good job. There is one point in the video, of course you'll see it obviously, but somehow a bunch of us got hammered and downed. I don't know if that was something I missed or if it was just an unlucky burst. Now that I'm watching the video, maybe I'll get a better sense of it when it happens. Alright, follow the stench time. Okay, I'm gonna run over to the other side because most people tend to, conglomerate over on that side. So here's the challenge. You see the little orbs that spread a lot of the condis? That is when it gets challenging. You'll see that as we engage over here. Although I do have blinding powder for stun break as I need it when I'm stuck in that fear. Okay, I'm going to try and get over to stack. Okay, got our boy up. And tags on the opposite side. And he made it over. This is the hard part. Look at all those condis. And my quick's down. Now get quick up. Good. Quick heal. That was a good heal burst you saw on my guy on the top of my screen. I've been watching him. So we get targeted and able to heal him up real quick with some of these bursts, which is nice. And look at this one right here. This is where this build might struggle a wee bit. If I was better at seeing them coming and dodging, I think that'd be a different story. But again, as far as recovery, look how quickly we recover. So even though it's a bit challenged there, it recovers so well. I don't think that's a big issue, although if you're setting up serious comps for this, you might want to bring someone else in there that has some cleansing as you go, maybe a renegade or something, or a revenant class, or even a scrapper class. That might not be a bad idea, although unnecessary because you see we still managed just fine. See how quickly the health comes up though? That's the beauty. And Alacrity and everything else stays very consistent. And honestly, while I was doing this, I didn't feel like I was struggling at all, other than just trying to make sure I didn't get hit by those orbs of condi crap. Again, look at all the blast finishers, lifesteal and all that stuff. Oh, my man got knocked out. There he is on the left. Alright, this is the final phase. Again, I go to the far side just because a lot of people don't. So you did see some of my guys either go down or lose a lot of health. When watching this time with the voiceover, I could see that a lot of that was what I suspected. They went off or got knocked off stack. It only happened a few times, so I'm just trying to make sure that I know what I'm talking about, not telling you this is a great build and really it lacks, because that would just be misrepresenting that, and I don't want to do that. That isn't to say that my players aren't good. Like I said, my subgroup was probably, in my opinion, one of the best ones out there. We didn't seem to have any issues. Of course I'm biased to my subgroup, but I mean, look at the results for yourself. Look at that block of boons and barrier, and how well we upkept that. Oh yeah, CC time, last CC time. Thank you, Mesmers, for feedback. You guys are amazing, and my whole crew was amazing. Alright, here we go. This is where we all get knocked down. That's right, it's right near the end of like, what the heck? Or maybe not, I thought we did. Maybe it's Decima, we get zapped once because somebody had the beams on us? I don't know. No, it was here. Okay, there it is. Right near the end, look at that. Wouldn't that be awful? You wipe there. But look how quick everybody gets healed. Nice job. Alright, another amazing run with a bunch of amazing peeps. So that is Greer on Challenge Mode Convergence on Alacrity Heal Specter. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a most excellent day.